and then I'm Andrew as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, Andrew Hiop, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, my name is Andrew Hiop, and I stand before this court today as an individual, speaking only on behalf of myself, not in any official capacity or behalf of my employer. I'm here as a friend of Keegan Spencer, and as someone who, like Keegan, dedicated his life to protecting others on our roadways. Keegan and I shared countless hours on the front lines, responding to emergency calls, battling perilous conditions, and putting our own safety on the line to ensure the well-being of others. We both know the risks, yet we did the work because it mattered, because every life we saved, every vehicle we recovered was worth the sacrifice. But no amount of training, vigilance, or courage could prepare us for the senseless, preventable tragedy that claimed Keegan's life on that fateful day. Keegan was struck and killed by an 18-year-old who couldn't be bothered to pay attention to the road. Keegan wasn't just a name on a case file. He was a son, a friend, a father, a beloved member of our tight-knit community, and a lifeline to those in crisis. His life was cut short because of sheer reckless disregard for the value of human life. Keegan is gone forever. His family will never see his smile again, never hear his laughter, never watch him grow old. His friends, including myself, will forever feel the void of his absence, haunted by the knowledge that we lost one of the finest among us to someone who couldn't be bothered to look up from the distraction. Yet here we are today, faced with the horrifying prospect that the person who took Keegan from us may receive a mere slap on the wrist. Your Honor, anything short of the maximum sentence permitted by law is an insult, not only to Keegan, but to every roadside and emergency worker who puts their life on the line every and each day. If our lives mean so little, then what message does that send? What does it say to the public, to the families of those who serve, to our brothers and sisters who are already bracing for the next moment of danger? I implore this court to understand that Keegan's death cannot be reduced to an unfortunate accident with minimal consequences. It was an act of negligence with irreversible ramifications. 1 year may be the most you can impose, but even that falls woefully short of the justice Keegan deserves. Anything less is a dereliction of the duty we owe to him, to his family, and to every single one of us who continue to work in harm's way. Should this court choose leniency, I will not stand idle. I will call for a week-long boycott in the Metro Grand Rapids area where every towing operation grinds to a halt. Additionally, I will organize hundreds of trucks to block roads across the Metro Grand Rapids area, causing traffic disruptions, an approach that has proven extremely successful in protests across the world, such as when farmers use it to great effect. The public will experience firsthand what it means to live without the services of men and women like Keegan, and maybe they will understand the price we pay every day. This is not a threat, but a wake-up call, a chance for this community to really appreciate the lives we risk and the cost we bear. Justice for Keegan. Anything less is a disgrace to his memory and a betrayal to those who remain. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm sorry, Matthew. Could I wasn't on the list, I was supposed to be. Can I just say something before you talk?
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Are you on the defense side?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was.
Not at this time, okay?
Yeah, okay.
This is the family's opportunity at this time. Would you like me to say that, ma'am? Do you want me to, or are you just putting it there?
I'm just gonna put him here for a minute.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Nico Alicia Garrison.
Please, go ahead.
I'm Keegan's mom. There's something that I would like just a minute, so you can hear. That's not just somebody we're speaking of today. I want you to feel the human that took my granddaughter's father
Hi, beautiful girl. Hi. Hi. Hi, beautiful girl. You know you're beautiful. You know you're beautiful. You know you're beautiful.
It's not just you at risk. It was my son and my granddaughter in that truck. Was it just you at risk? Don't shed tears. He came home every day. Every day.
Ms. Garrison, I need you can't address people in the gallery. You have to address the court, please.
I have thought a lot about what I wanted to say today. It will be my one and only chance in this life to ever speak on behalf of my son to the person who stole him from me. On 11/4/23, Keegan had plans that day and had lifetime goals and plans for his future. He was an extraordinary individual who touched a lot of lives. He was young but versed in his tow community, as he was a third-generation tow truck driver in our family. Keegan was in a tow truck by 6 months of age. Hooked his first car up at 6 years old with assistance of his grip dad. Keegan was a proud, happy father who also was about to marry the love of his life. You see, I don't think that people or the judicial system truly get the value of human life, because if they did, circumstances and outcomes would fit the crimes and charges brought against the individuals who caused such devastation and loss due to their poor choices. I recall every moment of 11/4/23. I knew at my daughter's screeching voice on that phone. I knew, and I'm not ashamed that my soul left my body. I fell to the floor. I lost bodily functions. And I screamed to God. Because 30 years ago, my dad was hit and killed in the same manner. Peyton, you reached out to me on May 15th through Messenger, told me you were not distracted or on your phone. And guess what? I almost believed you, especially when you said, I will tell you everything, and guess what? Turned out you lied to me. Hard facts are you were speeding 80 miles per hour and on the phone 13 seconds prior to impacting Keegan. 80 miles per hour is 117 feet per second. You were still messing with your phone, and when you struck and killed my son, you continued another 30 or 40 yards without braking. I pray my son didn't see you coming. I pray my son didn't feel a thing. In fact, we've been told he was struck so hard that he didn't even bleed out. And you know why? Only people who get struck by lightning experience that. I thought I may have had some room to give you grace for being honest, because I believe in God and God believed in grace. But now I have no grace. It's not for me to give. It is in the hands of God and also karma. You have dragged out the outcome of this justice system in a very cowardly manner. Keegan would have never done this to any other family. If he was in your shoes, he would have owned up to his actions and took his punishment. He would not ask for a judge to give an insight to his punishment. He would have taken it with no questions asked, because he was such a compassionate individual. And he would have never lived with himself if he caused someone to lose their life, let alone in front of their child. I think most people overlook the fact that you killed my son in front of his daughter. She had a front row seat, sitting up there in that big truck that morning. I think most of you really overlook that it doesn't just affect Keegan, it affects my granddaughter. How lucky you are that your family can gather around you as you walk down the hallway past us, the one and only time that you really actually showed up to court. And one of your family members even had the nerve to tell us to get over it. It's a tragic accident. You know what? It is a total preventable accident. It was a choice that you made to drive reckless and distracted. And for that, I do not feel like it was just an accident. The last time we gathered around Keegan was at his funeral to say goodbye. As a mother, I have lost part of my legacy. I have lost my little boy whom I raised and who I loved so very much. He will never have the opportunity to raise his daughter, which is his legacy. I will not see him marry. I will not dance with him at his wedding. I will not see him achieve his goals he set because you stole his future with no remorse, which is something that I would like to say is very, very frustrating. And on that note, I would like to bring something to your attention. You do realize that fishing and making Facebook reels for the public to see, or your YouTube page that you post about you fishing, even your latest video 3 months ago, that shows no remorse. This hasn't affected you. I've seen the pictures of you driving. What was that pink headband you had on? Posting your selfie in the truck with your girlfriend? November 2023, happy Thanksgiving. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could go on and act like nothing's happened, because I value human life and I have respect for human life. You have literally gone to social media and made these videos and posts like your world has never stopped turning, but for our family it has. We're still at 11/4/23. You have not learned your lesson, even after taking Keegan's life. My hope for your future is that you may grow up someday and that you remember 11/4/23 and you see it and hear it every bit over and over in your mind for the rest of your life. Because every day I sit and wonder over and over if my son even saw, had time to fear, if he tried to run from you. I wonder what the last thought in his head was. Remember on your birthday that Keegan will never celebrate another birthday because of your actions. When you get your paycheck, you remember that Keegan can't work or provide for his family because of your actions. That on Christmas, while you celebrate with your family, that is Keegan's favorite holiday. And he can't celebrate or open gifts with his family because of your actions. That when you hug your mom, remember that he's not here and he can no longer hug me. In fact, the last hug I got from my son was 2 days before he died. And that's the last time I ever heard I love you. That if you're lucky enough that you get to get married, and that even when picking out the ring, because I got to pick out the ring with my son, when you get to pick out the ring and you get to say I do, remember Keegan doesn't get to do that because of your actions like he should have this fall. That if you are blessed with children and they reach their milestones, that you remember that there is a little girl who will not have any milestone that include her dad in any of them. When you set up your tree stand or you go out on your fishing trips, know that Keegan loved to do all of that and was getting ready to take his stepson that Sunday to go set up that tree stand to take him out hunting. Last but not least, when you get to spend time with your siblings, remember Keegan loved his siblings and had a little brother and a little sister who looked up to him, and he protected them with his entire soul, and you have stolen that from them. I hope that a dark cloud hangs on you because Keegan deserved justice. He did not deserve to die at the mercy of your hands because of your poor choices. Peyton, I would be curious to know, since you dragged this out for so long, if you could even look at my granddaughter in the face and say, what? Sorry, it's a tragic accident. Sorry, I was in a rush and had to take the call, but I'm not guilty for taking your dad's life. I mean, we just had a 13-year-old who admitted his guilt for killing Jack Snyder. But you're a grown 19-year-old man that can't even utter the words to at least show some remorse to the family. You don't even have to say it, just no contest. So you don't actually have to say you're guilty, but in your message you said to me, and I quote, "You are correct, I took your son's life. Your son had absolutely zero fault in the accident in front of the truck," end quote. You saw his truck lights and still chose that route. You did not have a semi sitting on the right, like you said. You told me. You had a semi that was behind you. And even after admitting it to me in your own words, you still stand here and plead no contest instead of doing the right thing, which would be admitting and pleading guilty. This shows me no remorse for your actions. You have a lot of growing up to do, and you can't outrun the truth or God. So on that note, just know this. Just because my granddaughter is little doesn't mean she doesn't remember any part of that day, because she does, and she serves her own life sentence of grace just because of your actions. Lenora Rain Spencer cannot hear sirens without her face going blank and her head bowing down, and her mind goes to a place that she is not sure of yet, but she knows she doesn't like it. And I have witnessed this with my own eyes. I also work in pediatrics, and at her age, they do start to retain memories, and someday she's going to learn why she retains those memories. Lenora will only know her dad by photos, videos, and stories. So Peyton, you should prepare yourself, because she is going to grow up someday, and this little girl will probably seek you out and ask you why. So I hope by then you will be an honest man and own up to what you have taken from her, even if she does reach out to you. I hope every detail of that day sticks with you until your last dying breath. The song on the radio, the sound of the car, the flashing lights from his truck, the sound of you impacting my son and obliterating him. I hope it sticks with you. I would have had different words for you today if you'd own up to your actions and was honest to me, but you sent the same generic message to me that you sent Olivia. I am just disgusted now by the lack of honesty and humanity. Good luck, and do yourself a favor and keep a good buddy with a tow strap on your side, because the tow community knows your name from here to Canada. Everyone knows your name and what you did on 11/4/23, and you will never, ever be assisted by any of these good men on the white line. Never. They know your names, they know your faces, and you deserve that. We've had to grieve publicly since this has happened. So on that note, I will leave you with this, a very quick message.
Alright, so recording this way probably is not terribly legal, but so be it. I'm alone in my car, so it's just me at risk, you know? But I'm
Just you at risk. All of them are at risk.